Lake Dallas Cheer would like to welcome you to
Falcon Football Weekly!
Taylor snapping, here we go, shine drill. Ready, set, go!
I'm John Piper, and we do want to thank the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club for presenting Falcon Football each and every week during the season. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on the iHeartRadio app, Google Podcasts, and Spreaker.com. We have a special edition of Falcon Football Weekly. We are live here at Falcon Field recording tonight, and pleased to be joined by head coach Michael Young. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Glad you came out.
This is ideal. We should have, when it was 100 degrees, though, this would not have been a good idea.
No.
But what a night. It's, I think, 69, 70 degrees. I believe it's your 8th grade team is out here?
This 8th grade team.
Leading 38-0 right before half.
Yeah, they've had a big half here, scoring points, big plays.
And we've talked about it all season long. The future is bright in the Falcon football community. Really starting with your 7th graders, your 8th graders, your freshman team, the sub-varsity, JV. I know how excited you are about where everything's headed in the next couple years.
Oh, it's been great. It's been fun to watch. 7th grade played last night. Our 8th grade's had a great year. Our freshmen are playing really well, so we've got a lot of kids coming up and excitement in the future, and it's fun to see.
Well, Coach, Friday you traveled over to Frisco Memorial, and we were talking off air, what a challenging district you're in. Frisco Memorial was hungry for a win. The Falcons were hungry. You battled to the bitter end, and what an exciting game. You come out on top, 34-29, and really, I think about a minute left in the game. Brandon Eagle catches a pass, one of his only 2 catches of the game. Kobe Minor has a 100-plus yard pick 6. I saw that one on video. Wow, looks like he was going to get tackled back on about the 10 or 15, and he reverses the field, takes it like 104 yards, I believe.
Yes, he had about 102 or 103-yard return. He also had a reverse for about a 40, 50-yard run for a touchdown. Brandon made the big catch. Brandon played the whole game of defense at safety and did a good job and is going to get better and better at that. But it was going to be a tough game. We knew it was. Memorial's kind of like us. I think they're a pretty good team. They're in a tough district. They had a good non-district schedule and won some games. They beat Saline on the road week 1. So they have some athletes and some kids, and it was a good win for us to get, and it's made brought some life back into practice, and hopefully we can carry that into the next week.
Yeah, it makes the weekends. I know you and the coaching staff commit a ton of hours on the weekends. It's all week. It's 7 days a week during football season, and it makes the Saturdays, the Sunday game planning, and then Monday practice. It just, like you said, Coach, just changes the whole vibe around the program and really impacts the kids in the hallways and the classroom and everything here in the Falcon community.
Oh, and most definitely, and the kids had a great, exciting time, and it was a great win. And we had 3 wins. Freshmen won that Thursday night, so the JV, so the varsity. So it's a good thing to kind of get some momentum going, and hopefully we can, like we told the kids, just finish this the right way and let's get some wins and get some momentum going into off season.
And, talking a little bit about the game, Trevor Moon didn't have to throw it a lot because your running attack was solid behind that offensive line. But Trevor finishes the game 8 of 14 for just shy under 100 yards. You mentioned Kobe Minor running the ball. Only touched it 5 times but gained 73 yards. Trevor Moon scrambled for 57. And IK, added his normal 4 yards per carry and finished his game with 41. So you were able to spread the ball. Trevor Lindsay as well, 7 carries, 28 yards. And as a coach, you want to lead with the running game, so that really helps balance things out with a young quarterback.
Yeah, that's kind of what we've been struggling with a little bit, our offensive line. In some of these teams we've been playing, we got to match up a little bit more on our side, and it showed. And being able to run the ball just makes things so much easier for everybody. And we're able to mix some other guys in there, too, to keep everybody fresh. And hopefully we can keep that running game going. That's going to make things a lot easier for Moon. But he had a good game, running the ball, controlling the offense, and we're happy to see he just gets better each week.
Yeah, it's good. I know part of the game plan this season is to develop him. You mentioned, Brandon Ingle over at the safety side, not as much receiver. definitely not playing the quarterback position, and go with Trevor Moon the rest of the way just to really help develop him, give him some confidence going into next season.
Yeah, and it's nice to have Brandon and Colby that we can use in different parts of the offense, either running the ball or throwing it to him. And there are a couple weapons back at safety. You know, Colby made the big play the other night. I have a feeling Brandon's going to have some plays like that in him, too, at safety before this year's over with.
Well, Coach, this week you face the Lovejoy Leopards right here on Falcon Field. They come in 5-2, always a perennial, very talented team. And to keep the momentum going, it'd be great to get another win here, back-to-back wins here at home on Friday night.
Yeah, it would be, and it's going to be a challenge. They're really good offensively. They've scored points on everybody they played, so it's going to be a challenge. They won a tough game on the road against Reedy. I was able to go see that one on a Thursday night. So, they have a really big offensive line that's really good at pass protection. It's hard to get pressure on the quarterback. And we'll have our hands full defensively. It's going to help us offensively, too, help the defense if we can run the ball and kind of control the clock some, too. And that's going to be real important for us on offense.
Coach, in preparation for our weekly show, the player that stood out both throwing the ball, running the ball, really does a little bit of everything for Lovejoy is quarterback R.W. Rucker. Almost 1,400 yards passing, 23 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. And then he also leads the team in rushing as well, averaging over 6 yards a carry. And what would be the key to slowing him down? Will you isolate one of your linebackers on him and just shadow that?
Yeah, we got to keep. We always
time?
have to keep an eye on him. We're good at rushing the passer, but part of rushing the passer is staying in your lanes. And a lot of his runs that he gets those yards on are when he's back and things aren't there, and he just finds a crease and run. He's a tall kid, so it's great arm, which is great for the passing, but he's got good feet and good vision in the running game too. So he's a handful at quarterback.
Well, Coach, you mentioned some of the sub-varsity players and all the good things that are happening, the wins you got this week. Let's talk about some of the Falcons this week. Obviously, the freshmen, Micaiah Brooks, Gavin Coleman, and on the JV side, Jerry Beck and Brendan Sorsby. What can you say about their play this week?
Yeah, Beck, a defensive lineman on the JV, had a big night. He may have had 3 or 4 sacks, several tackles for the loss. He dominated the game. We had a shutout that night, so he really dominated. Sorsby, our JV quarterback's been playing well. He played really good the other night, threw some nice balls. So you always need good quarterbacks, and he's one that's gotten so much better in the last year in improving and working out and knowing what he's got to do to be a player, and we're excited about him. And the freshman, Kai Brooks, had a great game. He's another quarterback freshman, throws the ball around, athletic, the big leader of that offense for our freshman team.
And then, we talk about him virtually each and every week for the past 2 seasons. Kobe Minor, your Falcon Player of the Week. I don't know what else you can say about his leadership and what he's done on the field for you this season.
No, it's been tremendous because, he's already committed. He's going to go to Tech. We've struggled, but he comes to practice every day. He works hard. He's showing the guys how to work hard and get better each week, and he's been a big part of our success.
And special teams, obviously, one of your leaders, Anthony Patty, doing what he needs to do there.
Yeah, he just made all the kicks. We scored a touchdown on that play. If Brandon doesn't catch that pass, we're going to have a field goal to try to win it from about. It would have been, I would say, about 33, 34 yards against the wind. So he was going to have a tough one.
Was he sweating it over there on the
I don't know if he
sidelines?
was sweating. I asked him on the bus if he was thinking about it if we didn't complete that pass. He didn't seem too worried about it. Near as worried as I was.
They know their job.
They
know their job. They've played that play in their mind since they were. He probably wanted to be a kicker by the time he was about a 5th or 6th grader, and he's practiced that kick in his mind many times.
I know. I was looking at the wind. The wind was really blowing that night, and it was. It's an east-west field, and we were going against the east wind. And I know when our offensive coordinator called the play, I remember saying, it probably wouldn't be bad to try to get 5 or 6 of these yards to make this field goal better. He said, I like this play. I think it's going to be a touchdown. I said, run it. And it was. I would have felt good about Patty making that field goal too.
And then on the defensive side, Kelvin Uka, what can you say about his play?
He's another senior that's just showed great leadership and coming to practice. He helps the other defensive linemen get better each day. You can watch when he's not in at practice. He's constantly coaching the younger guys, and it's been a great asset for our program.
And offensive player of the week, Trevor Lindsay.
Yeah, Trevor had a good game at running back. him and IK both had a good night of blocking, running. Our running backs in a lot of this kind of spread offense have to do a lot of things. We're not an I team where that guy gets the ball 30 times. They get the ball their share, but they've got to do a lot of blocking and pass protection and in the run, and he did a good job. Both of them did.
Coach, again, we are live right here at Falcon Field. Man, this is exciting. What can you say about the 8th grade team dominating 38-0 right now?
This is Riley Griffin, our big running back that's running the ball there. This is a good group, and I've got to know my son's on this team, so a lot of these kids we played Little League with. I know all their parents, know all the kids really well. They're good kids, and it's fun to watch them play. It's been fun, over the years to watch them grow up and play.
Brett's a defensive player. I'm going to put you on the spot. Any plans to move him, transition him to the offensive side of the ball once he steps up here to the high school campus?
The coaches handled all that. They've put him where he can play. I've asked him about playing offense. In this age group, you don't throw a lot of passes, even though we probably throw as many as most, especially the younger ones. So they don't get a lot of action. So receiver can be a little boring at this level until you get some more balls thrown to you. So he really likes the defense part right now. There's a lot more action involved in being able to make tackles and such.
I think from analyzing football, Coach, that learning the defensive side will make it easier to transition to the offensive side.
No, there's no doubt. I think especially this age for them to learn both. If you're a receiver, also learn DB, because when you're learning the techniques and what the other side is looking at, it makes you a better player on your side. So almost all these guys play two positions quite a bit.
We do want to remind everyone that it is still Pink Out. The month of October is dedicated to breast cancer awareness, and I know you got a lot of special things happening there. How can the fans still participate in that? It's not too late. I think go to the website. Is that correct, Coach?
Our Quarterback Club website. You can purchase raffle tickets or T-shirts. We'll have it here again Friday night when you come in the gate at the table. We're going to have the drawing at halftime. We'll also present the stuff at halftime too and give out everything. But you still have time before the game or on our website to help out. It is a great cause.
And the weather forecast calls for 59 degrees, high temperature on Friday. Definitely football weather, Coach, so you want to bring some layers, a little chance of rain, but, it never rains here at Falcon Field, right?
Yeah, we've been lucky with that. Last year was a real nightmare. It seemed we had about 4 weeks in a row where we had rain Thursday and Friday nights, and not just rain. We had storms, lightning delays. And so, if we have one night where it's a little bit rainy, it's part of it. It's football, but we have been lucky so far. Hopefully we'll dodge it again Friday night.
I'm John Piper. I do want to thank the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club for presenting Falcon Football Weekly each and every week, and for Coach Michael Young carving out time to join us. Coach, thank you so much, and go get him on Friday night.
Thanks for coming out.